Welcome to the Hillbilly RV channel. I've got a couple of jobs doing this camper today. Hopefully they'll go smoothly. The first one we want to do, well, the main job is we have to replace, I forget what to call it, the front panel assembly. It's all the valves. The oven valve is wonky on that FURION stove, oven, whatever, and we have to replace the whole front panel, all new valves and everything. But first thing I want to do is, before I start, is go ahead and leak test the system, make sure the LP system is tight. But before I do that, I have to pop this new touch panel in. This is a BM Pro, called BM Pro 5 weeks ago. Said, hey, working on one of your touch pads, on your touch panels. There's the model number. I've got power coming in. I got 13.3 or whatever coming in on the red and black wires. Need some help diagnosing this. You know, is a problem with the touch pad, or is a problem somewhere else? And please call me back. Here's my number. Believe it or not, I never heard from them. The extended warranty company the next day said, oh yeah, those touch panels have an internal battery in them and they go bad, and the screen just goes black. So let's pop that in real quick. It's up here in the hallway. Probably not gonna be able to show that. I will if it if it fires up and starts working, I'll show you that. But yeah, it's just popping the old one off the wall, pulling one plug out of the back, plugging in the new one, popping it on the wall. So let me do that real quick and see if it fixes this stuff, because what I need to do is make sure all the propane appliances are off. I believe we got a 12-volt fridge. Don't worry about that. Probably has a tankless water heater. We need to make sure it's off before we start leak testing the LP system. Alright, well, the keypad works. There's your proof. As we had no display before, it was just black. The customer said if you knew where the buttons were, you know, the touchpad worked, but it was black. You couldn't see anything. So let's get started with this. We're gonna leak test this system real quick. We've got everything off now, and then we'll start changing this front panel assembly, or whatever it is they call it. I gotta remember how to get this top off here. I had to watch a video before. Something about fold this up or something. Let's get the grill off here first. Pull up from the back, and then it comes out of the front. Let's go ahead and leak test this LP system real quick, just to make sure it's good before we start, and then we'll see if it's good when we get done. Go ahead and pop an eye off here. Gotta get my manometer on here. There's some kind of big nipple on that gas valve. Really need to get that to go on there and stay on there. Ah, there we go. Alright, turn that eye on. We got 13 water column inches. That's good. That's between 11 and 14. Now let's drain this down to about 10 water column inches. We're just going to do that by opening another eye. Nope, that ain't gonna work. Let's do it here. So I got a bleed valve here. Just opening and closing it. So what we want to do is just bleed the excess pressure off. Bleed it down to 10 water column inches. Like so. And then we wait. Set my chronograph. Be back in 5 minutes. So the LP drop test is good. Let's get started changing this thing out. It's just unhooking a gas line, 2 electric wires. I think we have to pull the stove part way out to get to some screws on the side. I'm pretty sure. So yeah, let's get started real quick. Well, we're not going to start real quick. We're just going to get started. These 4 screws, and then there's a couple screws in the face, 2. There we go. Had to do that so we can get to these screws right here. These are what hold the front panel assembly in. There was the screws in the face on each side. Tell you what, before we do that, let's get all of our LP connections undone. So we have a couple lines from here going down to the gas valve in the oven, which this is the knob that's funky. We've got a couple probes here. So let me get the new one out, see exactly what all we do have to change here. So I was told didn't have to do anything down in the oven. Everything was up here. But who knows if that's right. Alright, well, believe it or not, they lied to me. This one, probably a thermistor. It must go in the back of the oven. So we do have to change that because it's permanently attached to the gas valve. Let me see what all that's going to be involved. About 2 hours later. Okay, once again, I was lied to by Lippert. They told me that this was just a quick thing, a few screws on top, a few wires. You had to pull the stove out just about 2 or 3 inches, get some screws on the side, done deal. No, in order to get this thermistor, which goes inside the oven, just clips in the back of the oven. I think I showed you. Yeah, the stove had to come out of the hole, put in the floor, take all the screws out of the back, so it had a little bit of access to the back of that where that thermistor goes in. Get the old one out, get the new one in. Nightmare, complete nightmare. Way harder than it should have been, and way harder than I was told. So yeah, I'm in the process right now. This is the new one, that is the old one. I'm getting the propane lines hooked up that go down into the oven right now, and then I got to do all the wires, and then we'll be ready to test. So, not a lot of fun. And this aluminum line that goes down to the oven, I like never got the nut to break loose from the line. The nut came loose just fine, but it was stuck to that aluminum line. I was afraid it was going to break that aluminum line. If any of y'all ever messed with furls and nuts like that, you know what I was going through. I finally kept spraying it with penetrating oil and wiggling, jiggling, and it finally came loose. I was just about to give up on it, to be honest with you, because I didn't think it was coming loose, and it did. Up. I'm not 100% sure about this. Kind of looked to me like it was a different size. I hope it's not. Nope, this good. Quarter inch, 5/16, sorry. Trying to think of the name of that thing. Thermocoupler. There you go. That's what everybody used to think was wrong with their anything that burnt propane. Oh, I bet it's this thermistor. Sometimes it was, but not always. There we go, it started now. Okay. Alright, I got all the piezo wires to get off the old one, get on the new one. I hope there's no surprises there. Then I got to do all this wiring, and I think I'm gonna get all that done, and I'll be right back, because the wiring is just gonna be color to color, one at a time. All right, installation is complete. Nice. The gas is on, and we've got 14 water column inches of gas pressure. Let's purge the system a little bit, make sure we have propane up here. Alrighty, we do. Alright, let's start our leak test. I'll go cut the propane off at the bottles, bleed this down to 10 water column inches, and we'll probably wait 15 minutes. Propane's turned off. Let's bleed this down. There we are, 10 water column inches. Start the old tick-tock. Check back in 15 minutes. All right, it's been 15 minutes. Good to go. We have no leakies. Got to test the oven, because that was the problem. The oven didn't work, but I wouldn't expect any surprises there, because the valve and all is brand new. So, yes, that's gonna be it. Not a step-by-step how to change this thing on a FURION cook stove. But if they tell you, oh, it's just easy, a few screws on top, a few wires, and you're done, don't listen to them. You got to get that You got to get that thermistor or temperature sensor, whatever they're gonna call it, in the back of that stove. So yeah, a lot more to it than they said. So yeah, that's gonna be it. Thanks for watching. I am probably not gonna go up the road and fix another one because it's pouring rain. So this was a good inside job for today. So you have a great day. Catch you next time. Does your RV have you stumped? Need a little help from an RV pro? Got a problem that's just a little too tough for you to handle on your own? Introducing HelpMeHillbilly.com. The Hillbilly helpline is here when you need it most. All you need is a basic knowledge of electricity, a test meter, some mechanical ability, and basic tools. We'll walk you through it via Zoom or FaceTime. Just $89.95 a call up to 1 hour. Pay easily through Venmo or PayPal. Get help the Hillbilly way.